Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we take a journey inward with Michael A. Singer's bestseller, The Untethered Soul. In this transformative exploration of consciousness, Singer introduces you to the inner workings of your mind and spirit, showing you how to free yourself from limitations and soar beyond your boundaries. Imagine having the ability to go beyond your emotions, to silence your internal noise and witness your own self from a place of calm objectivity. Singer's profound teachings guide you through a series of spiritual exercises and meditations, enabling you to release pent-up energy, let go of negative emotions, and open your heart to boundless serenity and joy. Singer, an acclaimed author and spiritual teacher, is the founder of the Temple of the Universe, a yoga and meditation center. His unique perspective and accessible approach have made this book a beacon for those seeking inner peace and self-realization. The Untethered Soul is a must-read for anyone wanting to lead a happier, healthier life, anyone who's seeking to let go of damaging emotions, and anyone intrigued by the benefits of spiritualism. So, if you are ready for a spiritual awakening or simply desiring a deeper understanding of your inner self, this episode will be the doorway to your liberation. Embark on this enlightening journey with us as we delve into The Untethered Soul. The Untethered Soul, The Journey Beyond Yourself. Introduction. Discover the keys to overcome emotional hurdles and foster a profound connection with your inner self. Have you ever found yourself entangled in the web of detrimental thoughts, feeling jealous, crestfallen, or scared? Such emotions often alienate us from our true selves, hindering us from becoming the best version of ourselves. Remarkable as it may seem, our mind, a catalyst for groundbreaking creativity and unmatched strength, can also be a breeding ground for negativity, undermining our positive thoughts and submerging us into self-doubt and uncertainty. Ironically, we're often out of sync with our own minds. But upon a deeper exploration, the mind unfurls as an enigmatic yet powerful realm of consciousness, armed with the potential to neutralize the hampering emotions and unleash the reservoir of positive energy inherent in us. Through this journey, you will gain effective strategies to surmount the restrictive thoughts and emotions barring you from your aspirations and discover how to seize control of your mental landscape to create a more fulfilling life. By the end of this voyage, you'll uncover the divergence between yourself and your personal self, how invoking the principles of Qi and Shakti can help channelize your energy effectively, and how overcoming fear parallels removing a thorny splinter buried deep in your finger. Part 1. Tune in to your inner voice, but remember, it doesn't shape your identity. All of us bear an incessant inner voice within ourselves. It functions as our internal dialogue, akin to a constant stream of consciousness, the style that famed author James Joyce employed in his masterpiece Ulysses. Yet, what exactly is this inner voice, and why doesn't it cease? Give yourself a pause and you can hear it. Your internal mental discourse seldom breaks its continuous flow. Embarking on your path to enlightenment necessitates acknowledging and focusing on this inner voice. Next, it's crucial to comprehend that your thoughts aren't your identity, they are merely the emanations of your consciousness. This consciousness is the section of your brain engrossed in processing your sentiments, thoughts, and the data gathered by your senses throughout the day. The moment you start observing your inner voice, you'll discern its typical patterns. At times, it triggers anxiety, distress, or surprise in you, swaying your emotional state. Often we become so engrossed in our thoughts that we lose sight of them as mere products of our consciousness. Herein lies the distinction between our self and personal self. Your self is your pure consciousness, free-flowing and unbound. On the other hand, your personal self represents how you perceive your identity and the trends in your thought patterns. For instance, Frequent spells of melancholy may lead you to label yourself as a perpetually sad individual. Similarly, persistent envy towards others could make you perceive yourself as a jealous person. To attain enlightenment, you must comprehend that these emotions and thoughts do not define your persona. Your sadness isn't your identity, nor is your jealousy. The authentic you merely acknowledges the influence these thoughts and emotions yield. Part 2. Unearth the powerful energy within you. Don't suppress it. Instead, learn to set it free. Consciousness, this enigmatic wonder, mirrors the innate energy that resides in us. Once you learn to maneuver and align with this formidable force, the potential for accomplishing just about anything becomes boundless. Much like the physical energy in the world around us, there exists a corresponding internal energy deep within you. Consider this. Your significant other has just ended your relationship. This leaves you languishing in bed, gripped by a profound sense of despair and lack of energy. Suddenly, you receive a call from your former partner expressing regret over leaving you and wishing to reunite. In all likelihood, you'll experience an unexpected surge of energy, invigorating you and making you feel as if you're ready to conquer the world. This potent force is referred to as qi in the realm of Chinese medicine and as Shakti in yogic traditions. To experience this energy, it's vital to unlock your mind and let it flow uninhibited. Although the concept of inner energy may seem mystical or abstract, it is indeed a tangible entity. It's a reservoir of strength that always lies within you, patiently waiting to be harnessed. However, we often fail to feel its presence consistently, primarily because we subconsciously stifle it, disrupting its natural ebb and flow. Now, visualize yourself cruising down a road. You observe buildings, traffic signals, people, and trees along your way. Suddenly, you believe you've spotted your ex, hand in hand with a stranger. Despite continuing your journey, your consciousness will be engulfed by this singular image. The scene will replay repeatedly in your mind, triggering feelings of anxiety and jealousy, preventing you from finding peace. In such scenarios, it's crucial to let these negative thoughts course through you without offering resistance. If not, your inner energy may mount but find itself trapped. This accumulation of unreleased energy can culminate in detrimental emotions such as depression. Part 3. Absence of fear isn't the key. Learning to release it is your gateway to transcendence. Our consciousness has an unfortunate tendency to gravitate towards negativity, an evolutionary tactic that prioritizes survival by keeping us alert to threats and predators. This predisposition, however, has rendered us exceptionally susceptible to fear and anxiety. So how can we circumvent these apprehensions to lead a more relaxed and enjoyable life? Fear, too, is a facet of our consciousness. It presents us with two choices: either acknowledge its existence and release it, or succumb to it and flee. Recognizing fear as merely a product of our consciousness is undeniably challenging. As a result, we often resort to suppressing it. We even tailor our lives in ways that prevent the arousal of fear, constructing a protective shield against it. Consider a scenario where you have a splinter lodged in your finger. It causes pain whenever you touch it and might even disrupt your sleep due to unintentional knocks against it. Here again, you're faced with two alternatives. Either adjust your actions to avoid any contact with the splinter, or confront the issue head-on and extract it. Releasing your fear mirrors the act of pulling out a splinter. You need to accept that your fear is a detachable element, not an integral part of your being. Fear, at its core, stems from obstructed inner energy. When this energy flow is hampered, it fails to reach your heart, making it more fragile and prone to fear. Enlightenment is not about extinguishing fear. That would be unrealistic. The objective is to attain a state where you're conscious of your fear, but prevent it from dominating your life. Part 4. Expand your consciousness beyond the narrow scope of your personal self to attain transcendence. Releasing your thoughts and emotions is a fundamental step on the path to spiritual elevation. But what if you could master your consciousness to look beyond your personal self, your thoughts and feelings? Could your consciousness ascend beyond this and become something even more profound? Your consciousness is intrinsically tied to your personal self, the mental construct forged through years of your thoughts and emotions. Your personal self acts like an insurmountable barrier, preventing your consciousness from breaking free. Consider a visit to a zoo. Chances are you've empathized with the confined animals trapped in minuscule cages. Oddly enough, you are ensnared in a similar cage, your self. We draw mental borders around our minds as a defense mechanism to safeguard our perceptions of our identity from any potential threats. When you learn to let go of your thoughts, your consciousness expands. Have you ever been so engrossed in a movie that you've lost all awareness of your surroundings? Your consciousness operates similarly. It remains fixated on your thoughts, effectively tuning out everything else. This is referred to as clinging in Buddhist philosophy. The more you cling, the stronger the cage you construct for yourself. When you release this grip, you'll recognize the vast expanse of freedom awaiting you when your consciousness no longer adheres to the thoughts, impressions, and feelings surging through it. By allowing these thoughts to flow independently, your consciousness widens. Your negative thoughts won't weigh you down, they'll simply drift past you. This is the process through which you surpass your personal self. Part 5. Contemplating death sharpens your perspective, helping you focus on what truly matters. Humanity holds the unique distinction of being aware of our inevitable demise. This idea has been a source of contemplation and struggle throughout human existence. While death does arouse fear, it also bestows a profound meaning upon life. If you knew today was your last day on earth, what actions would you take? Holistic practitioners such as yogis and saints have historically embraced death. To quote St. Paul, "O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory?" Delving into the concept of death can enrich your relationships, infusing them with genuine significance. Let's say you grapple with feelings of jealousy. Seeing your wife converse with another man at a gathering triggers unease. However, if you were to ponder over the eventuality of your death, would you still want to be the only person who ever loved her? When you reflect on death, you realize that your wife's happiness takes precedence over your jealousy. It's simply not worth ruining an evening or initiating a conflict because she interacted with another man. Contemplation of death also aids in identifying and prioritizing what's most important to you. Reflect on your daily routines and the significant time and energy they demand. Now, picture yourself having only a week left to live. How would your life alter? How would you opt to spend your remaining days? Next, question yourself. Why are you not indulging in these activities right now? What's preventing you? Don't squander your time on inconsequential pursuits. If an activity is so vital that you'd want to engage in it before your death, it merits your attention and participation right now. Part 6. Discovering Tao, the equilibrium between extremes, is a pivotal element of spiritual awakening. Ever wondered why the majority of individuals abandon their New Year's resolutions prematurely? It's typically because they fail to strike a balance between their aspirations and what is realistically attainable. The Tao Te Ching, an ancient text offering deep spiritual insights, propounds the existence of a pathway, or Tao, that threads its way through extremes, leading to optimal outcomes. Let's visualize you're engaged in a romantic relationship where you yearn to spend every waking hour with your partner, shared activities being the default. Ask yourself, how sustainable is this dynamic in the long run? Contrast this with a situation where your independent streak rings dominant. Your penchant for solitude and travel results in spending months, possibly even years, away from your partner. Does this still constitute a relationship? Both scenarios represent extremes that will eventually fray the fabric of your relationship. If your goal is to nurture a robust and enduring relationship, finding the Tao, the equilibrium between these extremes, is crucial. This principle applies universally in life. Deviations from this balanced path are often synonymous with considerable energy drain. For instance, if you were attempting to navigate from point A to B but meandered aimlessly, even getting lost in the process, you'll certainly exhaust considerable energy and time to reach your destination. Conversely, adhering to the appropriate route conserves energy, thereby enabling empowerment. Not only does finding and committing to the right path in life fuel you with energy, but it also simplifies and lends clarity to your life. Final summary. The crux of this book is, you are not synonymous with your thoughts, merely an observer of them. Understand this truth and release those thoughts. Refrain from allowing your consciousness to fixate on any particular thought as it equates to caging yourself. Achieve this mastery and let your internal energy cascade. This is the path to enhanced well-being, elevated happiness, and enlightenment. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.